What is good, guys? We're back here today, and today we're doing a tier list video. I know it has been a minute, not really, because I do the OU tier list video like every month, and it always has the exact same title too, but hey, it doesn't matter. Today we're on the tier list maker website, and we're going to be ranking the starter Pokemon, final evolutions, and their viabilities competitively in singles. So I got inspired to do this video by Wolf, who did it for VGC, and I was like, that's a pretty good idea. Because starter Pokemon are some of the most popular mons, right? People always love to use these Pokemon, see which ones are the best, and sometimes you get mons like Greninja and Blaziken, and then other times you get stuff like Meganium, and that's just how it goes. So I figured, what? Let's rank these. Let's see how they go. I was on the timeline earlier causing drama. I said best starter of all time is Blaziken, design-wise and competitive-wise. Competitive-wise, no doubt. Obviously, it's not design-wise, but I needed to put some bait in there so I could get some interactions. But either way, let's get into this. Let's rank this. But guys, before we rank it, of course, I gotta say, go check out the all agency first team merch. Only 3.5 days left to go pick that up. So guys, don't sleep. Don't be kids. Don't fall asleep. Go check that out. We got t-shirts, hoodies on premium champion reverse weave, and of course the bombers. So get these before they run out of stock. It's not coming back. It's a limited edition drop, agency champion. So go check it out, and let's get right back into it. So starter Pokemon tier list. So what are we thinking? So we'll start off with Venusaur, right? I'm happy it's in order. So Venusaur, my boy, agency suck. So this thing, it has never let me down, ever, in any generation. It hasn't. If we go back and we look through the years, right? You can go to Gen 6 OU, which is when I basically started using Venusaur. Because Gen 5, I didn't really use it on those Sun teams or anything. But I guess Venusaur goes back from Generation 1. So if you go competitively, in Gen 1 and 2, it wasn't really used. Gen 3, whatever, I don't really know. Sometimes Gen 4, I don't play that. Anyways, I'm just gonna talk about it in the most recent gens because nobody cares about that old stuff. Venusaur in Gen 8 is popping. It beat Zero Aura, which is major. I don't think they understand that. In general, defensive Venusaur can actually take on quite a few Pokemon in this game, and I feel like people really don't understand that. I've had a lot of success with that, walling Pokemon like Zero Aura, checking stuff like Aegislash. I've been able to take on stuff like Conkeldurr with Leech Seed. When you put defense onto it, it's still pretty good, and grass types in general are really nice. I was able to tank Dracovish, so agency suck. He does not letting me down. Honestly, the Mega Venusaur I'd never found good in Gen 6 or Gen 7, so I won't even talk about those. But as far as my boy Venusaur goes, the agency suck, bro. I would honestly put him in A for how good he was for me. So for how good he was, I would put him in A for now. We'll see compared to the other mons, but Venusaur really is an amazing mon. In Gen 8, I feel like people be sleeping on it. I don't know if I have my Venusaur team here. Oh, yep, it's right here. So this is the one I was using. This is a set you guys should use: Sleep Powder, Giga Drain, Leech Seed, Sludge Bomb. You can put more Fizz Def if you want. This one is just a little bit fast, but I like this set being fast because it lets you do fast Sleep Powders. And I think you outspeed a lot of interesting stuff. Like you outspeed Adamant and Dracovish, which is nice. You outspeed Modest Toxtricity, so that's just some stuff. Venusaur does have a pretty decent speed tier at base 80, so this thing is pretty good. Don't sleep, man. Venusaur is good. He can check a lot of stuff. Like this team, for example, could get really annoyed by Venusaur. The Corviknight, if it gets put to sleep, then the other guys don't really beat it. Keldeo is going to lose to it. Excadrill could get Leech Seeded, and Venusaur can live. T-Tar can get beaten, so you can't sleep on my boy Venusaur. You just can't sleep on him. He did lose HP Fire, but it's fine. That's fine. Just avoid Ferrothorn, I guess. But yeah, Venusaur is definitely an A threat. Charizard. So Charizard, obviously, in Gen 6 and Gen 7, menace. Complete menace, right? But it sucks because in Gen 8, it's not a mega anymore. So if we're looking at it like that, we got to look at, what Charizards run. So most of the Charizards these days are Specs. This is a set I have, or you could run it with Hurricane. That's like the only set you see really Specs. Joey had his Rain team with Hurricane, which I thought was really cool. I do think even then, I think Specs is better in the Sun, just because obviously you'd want to click your powered up fire move and also solar power. Specs Hurricane is really good though, so there is that. But yeah, Specs Charizard is really, really good. There's nothing else to really say. That thing has always been putting in work. The only problem is, like, you have to run it on Sun teams, and Sun teams are garbage. Yeah, I didn't even begin to talk about how good Venusaur is on Sun teams. Hold on, I only talked about it defensively, bro. Put him in S. Put him in S. My bad. I didn't even consider how good he is when you put him on a Torkoal Sun team. But Charizard, yeah, it's tough because I only really run Specs. I don't think Scarf is very viable. I mean, it is strong. Specs should get a kill or two every game, even versus resists. Your Specs Flamethrower or Actually, I should be running Specs Weather Ball. It's better than Flamethrower. I would honestly put Charizard in B though for now, just because I don't know. Sun in general is an annoying team to have to run, because again, you have to run Sun to run Charizard. Venusaur you can run on all their teams. You can run the defensive set, but Charizard you cannot run outside of Sun, or I guess Rain in this case. But still, you're running a Fire type on Rain, so it is kind of frustrating. But either way, you got to understand the support Charizard takes too, because you're not running heavy duty boots, which means you also have to put so much time into rapid spinning and removing hazards and all that stuff. Charizard is always one of those Pokemon that forces a lot of support. Plus its ability, you also have to play perfectly around, because Solar Power does take 12.5% of your HP each turn, and Charizard's not particularly bulky, nor does it have particularly good defensive typing, so it's not really switching in or taking hits. So it's a tough month to get all the plays right with, which is why I gotta put it in B, because it's very hard to play perfectly. And even if you play it near perfectly, you don't always get the bag, so you gotta put him in B rank. Had to talk that shit. Blastoise. Okay, so Blastoise is so weird. Honestly, this thing has been perpetually average its entire life in Pokemon, and that's just the sad reality. It's just the sad reality. So I have this team, Lil Baby and Gunna, because I know all of you haters are gonna be like, huh, talking that shit when you got owned by Gunna, and it's true. I did get owned by Gunna. This is not the Gunna team I got owned by. This is a different one. Wait, yeah, this is a different one. But anyway, so Blastoise Mega was decent in Gen 7. It was still like not good because of Toxapex and like stuff like that, but this was the one. I had an RU team. I was getting RU, but it was... See, look, I don't got an OU at all, which is the sign of a pathetic mon. If I don't give a mon the time of day, even in OU, that's a sign of a pathetic mon. But all around, not to hate on Blastoise too much. In Gen 8, it did get access to Shell Smash, which still isn't good, which is so sad. It's crazy that the Mega version is just broken with Shell Smash and anything goes. Sorry, not anything goes in National Dex, which I think is really hilarious. That's somehow like Mega Blastoise got all that stuff, but they gave Blastoise Shell Smash like 4 gens too late. I don't know why they didn't give it to it in Gen 5 when they were giving it to Cloyster and all this stuff, but whatever. I don't know, they should have given it to in Gen 5, and then it could have actually been like a massive threat on screens teams and stuff. But Blastoise is really awful. As much as I love the boy, bro, I really cannot ever justify using a Blastoise ever in any game, like ever. There's like no reason to use it. I don't think I could ever justify using a Blastoise. I mean, I'm not saying it's a garbage mon. Yes, it can spin. It has a utility. It can spin. It has refresh. You know, it's a pure water type, whatever. You can name all of its like cool factors, but I still think it's awful compared to any other mon. Seismitoad's better defensively. Mantine's probably a better remover. I don't want it to take my water type space, and it's just not like... Blastoise isn't it. It's not it. And for that reason, my brother is going in D, because Meganium is worse and will go in F. So I have to put him in D. So now we're here with Meganium. So this shit is garbage, which is really tough. Interestingly enough, Meganium had some use in Generation 2, but I don't play that. So like, what? Dude, I'm just going to throw Meganium in F. I don't think I've ever used it ever in my life. And I mean, we can just look at its stats, bro. What is this? What is this, dude? So it's supposed to be defensive. Oh, wait. Whoops. I didn't even realize my, what's it called? My shit was off. My bad. Either way. Okay, so back to the, my dimensions were off for the showdown. Oops. My streaming. But anyway, wait. Meganium. Wait, hold on. I got so, thrown off balance by that. But anyway, back to Meganium. So looking at this thing, its stats are very horrible. It's like 100s. It's not good. It's just... It's like, it's supposed to be defensive, but pure grass will always be good. And we're also just like doing a theory here, because it's not even in Gen 8. But if you go through its moves, that's the real problem. It doesn't have anything that can really help. Aromatherapy, support-wise, it does have some good moves, like Aromatherapy. It has a Grass Whistle, right? Which is a whack move to rely on. It has screens, but all in all, you could just never use this mon and have success, so it's an F. Typhlosion, this mon is also really garbage, and people will be like, oh, I love Typhlosion. If you look on my channel, I actually have a video called Typhlosion is garbage, because it is garbage. But people love this mon, and you know what, I understand. It has eruption, right? So it's cool mon, and I agree, if a mon has eruption, it's already cool. So I tried to use this mon. It's tough. It never got flash fire, did it? I don't know. I think it did, actually, right? Even if it didn't, and if it did, it still doesn't change that much, although it is pretty good. Blaze is honestly better sometimes, because you want that boost, because this thing is weak. 109 special attack's not bad. I think it's funny how this thing and Charizard have like the same stats, but yeah. This thing is just not it, bro. I mean, the set's not good. It lost hidden power, which sucks. Charizard didn't need hidden power. Typhlosion did, unless you want to run Solar Beam in the sun, which you should not run. But yeah, Focus Blast is useless right now. You have to run Extra Sensory or something to beat Pex. Eruption is good, but it's not good enough, and so for that reason, I'm gonna put him in D, and I'm gonna put him above Blastoise because he's literally probably better because you just click Eruption, and that's the truth. So, man, it's gonna be annoying to remember to switch back and forth between the what's it called, orientations, but maybe I just won't. Anyway, Feraligatr. So Feraligatr is not that good either. Of course, it's not in the game, but Feraligatr was good in Gen 6 and Gen 5. For a little bit, actually. I even had a Gen 17 with it. It was bad in the Gen 17, but Feraligatr has always been a fun mon, right? Because it has Sheer Force, it has access to Dragon Dance, it has great moves like Liquidation, Ice Punch, Superpower, Crunch, Earthquake. I think it has Iron Tail. It probably has Iron Head. Its move pool is fantastic. Its attack is pretty good. Defenses are decent, and in Gen 5 I had a lot of success. Gen 6 had a lot of success, and I honestly think that if this thing was in the game, it would be good. It would be good with Dragon Dance. I think so for sure. Granted, of course, it's gonna be similar to Dracovish and have a lot of competition from Dracovish, but I do think it's not a bad mon, and I think it could definitely be B rank. So I'm gonna put him in B rank. Sceptile, and I mean just overall, like going back through time and just how these guys were in all their days in OU, this thing is in B rank. It was great in Gen 5, it was great in Gen 6. Gen 7, it wasn't that good. Again, this is strictly talking OU. I don't care how they were in RU. By that logic, I will put Meganium up because it was good in probably like PU or whatever. But yeah, Feraligatr is definitely a B rank mon. It's very sturdy, very solid. Definitely a mon that if you don't play, like, as long as you play well, you should be able to get something done with Feraligatr. It's rare that it's completely useless. While there are stuff like Ferrothorn and Toxapex around, you can still get past these guys because this thing is really strong. So yeah, it's a B ranker. Maybe even C. I'll put C for now. We'll see. Ooh, C for now. We'll see. Bars. Anyway, Sceptile. So again, a fan favorite. However, Chief. I understand Sceptile's a fan favorite. I understand my boy got the 120 speed. Look. I'm not debating that, but bro, he's not that hot. He's just not that hot. Even his Mega form is not that hot. That's a lie, actually, because Mega Sceptile is okay in Gen 7 because of terrains. But overall, he's not that good. He's not that good compared to the starters as a whole. Yes, he's fire. He's fire. And I mean, starters, I mean, you gotta look, right? It's tough. It's tough, right? Because starters in general can't be that good. But Sceptile, he could be an offensive threat at times. He's definitely better than the guys in D and F. And he's probably better than Sceptile too. But would I say he's better than Charizard? Sir, I don't think so. Sir, I just don't think so. Sir, I just don't think so. Maybe I'll put Venusaur in A just to see how this goes for now. Blaziken. Now we got to Big Papa, who I believe is the greatest starter ever. The greatest starter ever. And that's because of Speed Boost, right? The Speed Boost set is just too chaotic. You can talk about its Mega Evolution form too, which is also just ridiculously broken. 160 base attack, 130 special attack, I believe, and then 100 base speed. Just stupid. Its move pool is incredible. Swords Dance, Flitter, Blitz, High Jump, Kick, Knockoff, Stone Edge, Earthquake, Poison Jab, Special move pools, Overheat. You know, like, doesn't need him power or nothing. This thing is a menace. It's absolutely broken, and it's SS, and it's the best starter ever made. It is. It's better than Greninja. It's way better than Greninja. I mean, Greninja's broken in Gen 6. But yeah. Straight up, there's no competition. Like, nothing can debate Blaziken. It beats everything. It beats every mon. Nothing can debate Blaziken. Even your Pex gets blown away by +2 Earthquake. Like, there's no debating it. So yeah, that guy's an SS. Torterra. Now, Torterra is a mon I've actually used. And it's not bad. It gets up the rocks. Grass ground typing isn't terrible, but the problem is that it's still a grass type. See, grass types are defensive, right? They're defensive, right? And that's good. But Torterra doesn't do anything. It loses to mons like Corviknight. It loses to mons like Ferrothorn. It's tough. It's tough. So in a situation where it'd be in Gen 8, it would just never win. And so I think back to times where I have used it, which would be Gen 5 and Gen 6. And even back then, man, it's a tough mon to pull off. It's a tough mon to pull off. However, if we go back to the showdown, you feel me? And let me just, yeah, let me fix the dimensions. I gotta remember that now. And we go and what's his name? Torterra, right? Look at Torterra's stats. They're not bad. 109 attack is not bad. 105 defense is not bad. HP is good too. The speed and Spadef are mediocre, but it's not the end of the world. And its move pool isn't bad just because Woodhammer and Earthquake are decent moves. It also has access to Synthesis, Stealth Rock. I remember back in lower tiers, I'd run a Swords Dance Synthesis set, but as it goes, this thing, overall, man, he was just not it. He was just not it, and that's just how it goes sometimes. And so for that reason, I'm putting him probably here. Yeah, Infernape. Infernape is very swag. Very, very swag. Very good mon. In its time in Gen 4, it was top of the metagame. Right, mixed set was amazing. Choice Band, Choice Scarf. You could run Nasty Plot, Swords Dance. Like, this thing was crazy. Gen 5 came around and the viability went down a lot. Regardless, it still has potential in Gen 5. It's not garbage. It just went down in potential. Gen 6 came around and it continued to, it get worse as generations came. Gen 7 and it really fell out of favor. I did have a great Gen 7 team though, because you could run Z moves, and so Blast Burn was really good. So something to think about. But yeah, Infernape as a whole is good. It has an amazing move pool, probably like one of the best move pools of any starter, alongside Feraligatr and Blaziken, stuff like that. Its offensive move pool is just stupid. Its speed is good too at 108. 108 became a popular benchmark after Infernape got introduced with the Keldeo, Tarak, and all of them. I'm putting him in A, and I'm going to put him right behind Venusaur, because Venusaur has stayed consistently amazing through Gen 5, 6, 7, and 8, while Infernape has only been good, really, in 5, but it was way better than Venusaur in 5. No, sorry, not 5, in 4. Sorry, 4. But yeah, Infernape obviously fell off, but despite all that, it still has the makings, and it was better than the other guys. So Empoleon. So Emp is fantastic in Gen 4. And even in Gen 5, I had a great team with it, which probably isn't in my builder, but it was a rain team with agility, Empoleon. Do I have it? I doubt it. Oh, I don't have it. So that's the unfortunate reality. Anyway, Empoleon, a great mon in Generation 4, able to get up the Stealth Rocks, able to sweep with agility. Same thing can be said in Gen 5. In Gen 6, it got access to Knockoff and Defog, so I had a great defensive team with that. Gen 7 came around, and I even had a live with it then. And I feel like in Gen 8, it would still be good. It still has access to Defog, Knockoff, Scald. It's still a pretty defensive mon. It's able to take these hits. I remember I used it as a makeshift Greninja check and all types of stuff. Yeah, he's going in A2. He's behind these three, though. So finally, we get some good starters. Serp. So Serp is one of the ones that has the nice distinction of being OU in Gen 6 and Gen 7. It was also very viable in both. Definitely decent. I would say it was insane in Gen 7 with access to Glare, Knockoff, Leaf Storm, all of its shenanigans. Like, it wasn't a mon I really liked using too much, because in general I don't like using offensive grass types, besides stuff like Breloom, I guess. And Serp is just, I don't know, it's just a weird mon. I'm not the biggest fan of using it, but that doesn't mean I'm going to deny it's absolutely amazing. So Leaf Storm, Glare, Hidden Power, Sub, Leech Seed, all that stuff. Amazing support move pool. The speed is great. The bulk is pretty good. It does have pretty good bulk. Despite its low HP stat, it is able to take a lot of hits with its pure grass typing. Plus the speed, the ability to use synthesis, all that stuff. Serp's great. I would honestly put him in S rank because he has a high tournament usage as well, which is crazy because if you think back to Gen 5, Serperior was a piece of garbage. But I would say it's S. Would I say S? Yeah, I would say S. Okay, Emboar. I'm a big Emboar fan. I think Emboar is very good, actually. It has an amazing attack stat. It has an amazing move pool, and its attack stat is actually amazing. Like, I'm not just saying that. It's not like Infernape, who has base like 104 attack, which sucks. Emboar has base 123 attack and reckless. Like, this thing hits very hard. I like it. I had a Gen 7 team with it, which was really good, actually. Let me find it. Hold on. I definitely have the team. Hold on. Let me see if I have my Emboar team. Please don't tell me I deleted it. Oh, I deleted my Emboar team. No. That's so sad. Anyway, I had a Life Orb Emboar team, Wild Charge, all these different shenanigans. It's a fantastic team. And I really like Emboar. I think it's great. I honestly would put it in C tier with these guys. It's like Sceptile. I honestly think it's better than Sceptile. I honestly think Feraligatr is better than Sceptile too. Yeah. Samurott. Okay, this thing is a piece of shit, which is unfortunate because, like, it's pretty cool design-wise, but it's terrible. So, that's tough. It's tough. So, it's Swords Danced in Gen 5, and then I guess it's Swords Danced in Gen 6. It probably Swords Danced in Gen 7, and it doesn't exist in Gen 8. So, I mean, it's bad. It's bad. So, it's tough. Yeah, it's really hard to justify using this guy, but it does have some offensive potential. We'll put him in the end of D because Meganium is just so bad, and this thing is good in like Gen 5, but like not really. So I'm just gonna put him in F because you know what? Meganium doesn't deserve to be there alone. Chesnaught. Mr. Janvad would put this in SS. Chess is definitely a good support in the sense that like it kind of walls stuff, but like not really. But it has access to spikes, and I believe it's the only one of these guys that has access to spikes, and I'm going to put him in B for that reason, because that's very important, the ability to play support like that. The ability to play a support role like that is very important, and I think that Chess can play that pretty well with being able to put up spikes. I mean, other than that, there's not much to say. It doesn't have the best offensive presence. We can talk about the belly drum set, which does have some sort of viability, which also adds to why this thing is in B and above other setup sweepers like Feraligatr and Blastoise and all that stuff. And you know, it is one of the better grass types, but obviously you can't put it on the same place as Serp and Venusaur, who obviously outclass it heavily. Either way, though, Spikes, Drain Punch, Wood Hammer, it has the options. It's not terrible. It has Synthesis. That spiky shield move is pretty good too, and I know I've seen Jam win with this thing in an OU tournament, so who am I to say anything? Alright, Delphox. So this thing was supposed to be the truth. Alright, it was supposed to be the truth. And its typing is great. Fire Psychic is cool. Special attack is good. Access to a lot of good moves, but it falls short. It's only good in NU. It has no... I tried it in OU. It's dog shit. I'm telling you, I've used all these mons in OU, but like overall, it's definitely better than the guys in D. I'd honestly put him in C, because he falls in this type of distinction. I feel like he falls in this type of distinction. Does he? Is this thing? It is better than Typhlosion by a little bit, because it has access to Psychic and more support. Also Wish Protect. So I put him in C. Greninja. Okay, so unfortunately we don't have two types of Greninjas, but we're just gonna put them as one. So Ash and Proteans. This is an interesting one to talk about. I mean, Gren's probably broken, if we're just going to be honest. In Gen 6, it was broken, so they banned it. We look at Gen 7, where Protean very well could be broken, and Ash also very well could be broken. If you really, like, I don't blame people who think it's broken. I don't personally think it's broken, but I don't blame people who think it's broken, and I completely understand. And I feel like a lot of times I don't feel that way. I feel like a lot of times I'm very confident in what I think is broken and what I don't think is broken. For example, I think Meganium is broken, or I thought it was broken. I don't know how the meta has changed since I made that video a year ago. But anyway, Gren is probably like, I mean, it is like one of the best mons, right? One of the best offensive mons ever. It's S rank at the very best. I mean, at the very worst. It's better than Serp. I would say it's SS. When you're just thinking about the two forms. I mean, Protean literally did get banned from Gen 6 because it was too tough. Gen 7 came around and it still stayed at the top. Ash Gren is an extremely hard Pokemon to deal with. It uses one set, and you know every move, and it still retains the same usage, which I think is kind of insane that the mon only uses one set. That's basically what Blaziken does too. You look at these other mons, they don't just use one set. They all have to switch it up. They don't just have one foolproof set. Serp, you know, it runs different moves. I mean, it always runs Leaf Storm, but it has different stuff. Blaziken and Gren, they're literally doing the same thing. I mean, Gren, you can say varies it up on Protean, but I mean, at the end of the day, Protean's broken. So, Decidueye. So this guy, he's pretty cute, but I don't use this trash. Either way, it's not the worst mon. The stats aren't bad, plus the typing is pretty good. Spirit Shackle is also a fantastic move. It's really a fantastic move. There's no good ghost physical moves, and Spirit Shackle is kind of like the best thing you can get. I also like using this guy with the Z move. It has access to Roost, Sucker Punch. It's honestly not weak. I think Storm Zone or something had no U team with it, and it was not terrible. I would honestly put this guy in B. Probably like right here. Yeah, Decidueye is pretty good. You know, people sleep, but it's not. I mean, if like we're looking at the other guys, right? And altogether, I'd say Decidueye is just a little bit better. I mean, some of these guys are just pieces of shit. Like Blastoise is just garbage. It's unfortunate, but I would honestly put him in F if I could. But yeah, Incineroar. Let's see. Incineroar is pretty great in Gen 7, and it's pretty great in Gen 8 too. It's tough. I like Incineroar a lot. Defensively, it's always been really good. Even offensively, it's always had a lot of good sets and singles. Like I mean, they used to run weakness policy. They run that flame charge, bulk up, power trip stuff. Defensive with assault vest used to be a big set back in the day, and now we run heavy duty boots as a whole in Gen 8. I never even used this thing in Gen 7 for the most part. There was a live where I used it, because again, I've used like every mon, but there was a live I used it, and I think I used like AV or something. But in Gen 8, I even brought this thing to a tournament in OU. That's how much I trusted it. I brought this thing to an OU tournament with heavy duty boots, because it's not bad. It's able to check a lot of stuff like Dragapult, and I really like Incineroar. I would honestly put him in A, probably right by Empoleon. Yeah. Incineroar is fantastic. Amazing in VGC, and honestly good in OU too. Heavy duty boots has really made this thing fantastic. With the wish support and stuff like that, it's just able to check a lot of mons, a lot of big threats. Aegislash, Dragapult, just all that stuff. Even Zero Aura can't really break through it too well. With CC, it has access to Wisp, Knockoff, Parting Shot. So yeah, I like Incineroar right there. Primarina. So Primarina is really strong. I've warmed up to Primarina. When we first used it in BL Knights with specs, I thought it was garbage, but I have been turned on to how decent Calm Mind is. Sub, Calm Mind, Rest, whatever the case is. I do think the setup set is pretty good. It has the bulk speed and special attack to be a threat to some of these defensive teams, and I do think it's pretty good. I'd put him in B rank, probably right here. So yeah, that's where I put him. Actually, he's better than Charizard right now, so I put him in B, right here. Yep. I think that's a fair place to put Primarina. Yeah, I've definitely changed my mind. Primarina has definitely gone up in viability in my head, and we can put him in B as a whole. I mean, this thing is really strong, right? It has access to Hydro. It's also a fairy, which is like amazing. You can't, being a bad fairy is like very embarrassing for a mon. So now we got this guy. I don't even know what this is called. I really don't know its name, but I know it's Rillaboom. I don't know the baby's version's name though. It's like Groupon or some Groupon. Grookey. I think it's Grookey, whatever. I don't know. It's some shit like that. Rillaboom. So when Rillaboom gets Grassy Surge, it's going to be really good. I really think it's going to be great. I already think its move pool is good. Swords Dance, Knockoff, Drain Punch, Wood Hammer. For some reason, I have not done the Rillaboom live yet, but I've literally had the same Rillaboom team since December, and I've probably used it on stream like 50 times. And it's really good. Maybe I have it in my builder, but I doubt it because I lost all my teams that one day. Oh, fantastic. I lost all my teams that one day. And then, okay, so I have this Rillaboom team. I have two. No, where's the one I want? Well, this one looks pretty good, though. This Rillaboom team looks pretty good. Either way, Rillaboom with the Grassy Surge is going to be really fantastic. Scarf is going to be good, too. Drum Beating is a fantastic stab move. I like it a lot. I honestly think it's at the top of B. And when Grassy comes out, it's going to be A. I do think the SD set's really strong, too. I just want to make sure if this is a good rank. I just want to make sure. I think I could put him in B. For now, we'll put him here. But when Grassy comes out, it's a wrap. My boy, Court Change. Now, we have a love-hate relationship. Sometimes he be putting in the work. And I realized I could appreciate Court Change, government name, Cinderace. I figured I could support him when I started using Choice Band. I don't like the Court Change set. I'm not saying Court Change is bad. It's good because you're able to swap the hazards, but it's just far too weak for me to justify using. I like Bandit a lot. It's very strong. Bandit in the Sun is awesome. I recommend everybody try it out. When you run this thing Bandit, you really enjoy using it a lot more. That's just how I feel. When Libero comes out, I think this thing is going to be crazy good. Band is going to be a really annoying mon to deal with. Seriously. I think it's going to run Pyro Ball, U-Turn, Zen Headbutt, High Jump Kick. I think that's likely going to be the set. I don't think you need Gunk Shot. It's nice to kill Clef, but other than that, I don't see the point. Maybe, I don't know. But you need Bandit High Jump Kick because Helmet Chomp and stuff like that will come back, and you need to be able to 2-hit KO those guys. You need Zen Headbutt for Toxapex, and you need Banded U-Turn because obviously you want to run U-Turn on Libero, and also you need to snipe Slowbro. Altogether, this thing will be incredibly good when Libero comes out, and I'm confident in putting it S rank. That's right. I know. It even has Sucker Punch. Dude, it's going to be S rank when it comes out. And that's the reality. It's going to be S. I think so. I think so. I don't see why it wouldn't be S. I think it's very clearly going to be S. It has a great speed stat. It's got a decent bulk. And when it's able to get stabbed on all its attacks, like, it's going to be amazing. I'm going to use it so much, too. Swampert. Oh, my God. Team player. So this thing is just go all the time. Gen 4, fantastic. Gen 5, fantastic. Gen 6, it fell in viability because Rain wasn't used that much in Gen 6, but it still was good. Gen 7, Gen 7, y'all don't even know. I mean, of course I abused my Swampert switching it into Will-O-Wisp and stuff, but it's still one of the best, and Rain is everywhere. Pert's easy S rank. It's better than all these guys. And then we have Intelligent. Intelligent is pretty bad. Yeah, I'm gonna put his ass in D where he belongs. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. So this is basically my tier list. Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below what you think, what you agree with, what you disagree with. I know I might have had some spicy takes, but competitively, I believe that this is how I feel for singles. I think these two are at the top, then these guys, and then, you know, we go down to these just pieces of garbage. And altogether, that's what I think. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Guys, like I said, go check out the agency merch. It is only going to be here for, what, 3 more days. So until Friday at midnight, you can cop this. So go get it before the stock is gone. And I'll be uploading again later today, also streaming today as well. So go check that out. Peace.